are some of the books that have changed my life over the years. Like, they have helped me change the way I view life, the way I go about my life, the way I do business, the way I just conduct myself in this whole thing called life. Now, some of these books are from very famous people doing huge, incredible things, but they're just not very well-known books because they're not huge New York Times bestsellers. And also, these people are known for doing other things instead of making books. So let's talk about the lessons and what I found important out of these books. Now, before we begin, make sure you click this subscribe button right here so we can stay in touch in the future.
From one of the most provocative entrepreneurs of our time, Marc Ecko reviews his formula for building an authentic brand or business in a compelling how-to guide. Here gets reviewed.
This is a really fun one, Unlabeled by Marc Ecko. So if you've noticed, I take out all the covers of my book so that it's more compact here. I don't have like a folding sheet on the outside. But this is a great book by Marc Ecko, who founded Ecko Unlimited. So he has all the inside backgrounds of like what streetwear is like, what the industry is like, what selling to like Ralph Lauren feels like, and what like being super famous and then at the same time crashing because you let your ego get in the way of that. So also make sure you check out Ego is the Enemy, because that is all directly tied up into this. Because when you go out and do business, ego and looking flashy and being at the top of the game is all part of this like whole ecosystem. There are faults that you have too that, you know, are put into place. And this book shows exactly that, especially if you're in this fashion or modeling world or on social media, because social media itself is, you know, pretty big and all about looking flashy and looking at your best. It's the highlight reel of your life. So this book definitely taught me a lot about what the inside scenes of that is like, but on a massive, huge scale, because Marc Ecko has been there a lot. I think he owns Complex Media right now, and he ran Ecko Unlimited back in the day when I was a kid. So huge, important book.
Drawing on the lore of gangsters, hustlers, and hip-hop artists, as well as 50 Cent's business and artistic dealings, the authors present the Law of 50, revealing how to become a master strategist and supreme realist. Success comes from seeking an advantage in each and every encounter, and the 50th Law offers indispensable advice on how to win in business and in life. Amazon.
The 50th Law was a very important book on learning how to face fears, how to like conquer fears, see it objectively, and it basically is the whole life of 50 Cent, who is an entrepreneur or now he's an entrepreneur, but he started off as a rapper who like went through the streets, grew up on the streets. And Robert Greene here is actually the author of another famous book called like 48 Laws of Power. And he studies how social interactions work and motivation and all that. And this was just a huge, important book for me to see like how I should conduct myself and be more confident and driven and understand how my mission is able to translate into something else that drives me and lets me put away all the stuff that is like holding me back from the goals that I want to get to. Like, for example, there are a lot of fears when you starting your business, or when you go out there and do something that's against the grain. Like, you know, when I started my business as a freelancer or as a creative, there were so many different fears because I was not in that world. And this book taught me a lot about how to see those fears and how to like face them head on, and at the same time know where I'm going. So this book, highly recommended.
In Ego is the Enemy, Ryan Holiday shows us how and why ego is such a powerful internal opponent to be guarded against at all stages of our careers and lives, and that we can only create our best work when we identify, acknowledge, and disarm its dangers.
Another good one, because I just love Ryan Holiday's work and objective view on a lot of things that hold us back as human beings. Ego in particular is in our life subconsciously that we don't know. So it ends up bothering us and holding us back from exactly where we want to be and the perfect person that we can be. Now, of course, we can't be a perfect person. That is like part of the human condition, but it does help put that into a perspective that we can understand and digest, especially that we are an imperfect human being. And sometimes our ego, especially like the ego, the part of you that says like, hey, I need to be perfect in this, I need to make a ton of money, I need to impress certain people. This book lays out a lot of the reasons why that is a fallacy in the way that we see our life.
Whether they conducted their research in life or in the lab, experts Tucker Max and Dr. Jeffrey Miller have spent the last 20 years learning what women really want from their men, why they want it, and how men can deliver these qualities. The short answer: become the best version of yourself possible, then show it off.
Now this book here I have is Mate. It's actually a very interesting book because it is a dating book. Now don't get me wrong, dating books are generally pretty cringy. I don't read dating books because they're like always like a manipulative type of book on how to like change someone else in a relationship. But this book is really about how to have healthy relationships, being communicative, understanding what kind of relationships you want, where to foster those relationships. And you know, there's a lot of self-improvement tips in this book, because one of the things with the relationships is that like there are many things that you think about too, that you're wondering if your partner is thinking about, and that this helps you think it in a way that objectifies all of that and shows you what relationships can be like, or at least what a healthy relationship can be like and what you should search for in a healthy relationship. I highly recommend it for guys and girls alike because it does help with both sides. It really is the ultimate relationship book.
Featuring vibrant photography, old world glamour, a dash of charm, inspirational quotes, and words of travel wisdom, places to go, people to see, will have you booking a plane ticket the moment you finish turning the pages.
And finally, there is this book. It's a lot different from all the other books because this book is really an aesthetic book. It shows me all the style behind how to bring back the old style glamour of like the 1950s, 60s, and it really just showcases this dreamlike world that helps me romanticize life. Like that is one of the most important things, I think, is to be able to romanticize life, romanticize this moment, romanticize like how I'm here right now, and maybe a year from now this whole space will be completely different. But basically this book just shows how things are old school and classic, and it shows that like you can capture moments and make those moments beautiful and put it in a book for people generations from now, or like even people years from now, to look at and see and be like, dang, that is actually a pretty nice time. So this book taught me a lot about how to appreciate the things in life and how to make them look stylish at the same time. A lot of my aesthetics is inspired by this book. I actually call it my fashion Bible, or my design aesthetics Bible. All right, so that's it on these books. These are 5 books that you may not have heard of that have changed my life. Make sure you click this button, subscribe, and watch my other videos here. I look forward to being in touch with you in the future as well to make some more awesome, inspiring content for you.